Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today, let's take a look at the 2026 Porsche Cayenne GTS. Huge shout out to Hendrick Porsche for providing this SUV for me today. Take a look at their website, that link is down in the description. This Cayenne is finished off in Dolomite Silver Metallic. MSRP start right around $130,000. Now this is powered by the 4-liter twin-turbo V8 paired to the 8-speed automatic. It pumps out 493 horsepower, 486 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the all-wheel drive system, propelling this 4,900-pound SUV from 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. Top speed is 171 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 23.7 gallons. You'll expect to see 15 miles per gallon in the city and 22 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 114 inches. Its overall length is 194.1. It has a width of 78.1, a height of 65.9, and its ground clearance measures in at 7.4 inches. Now, as we move on to the exterior styling, you'll notice first off that the turn signal is actually mounted in this horizontal trim accent underneath the housings itself, where they have a dark housing to them and everything is LED, of course, but that is a really nice blend. You'll notice too a forward camera along with a sensor for distance pacing. There's also parking sensors too. And then underneath the turn signal, you'll notice this massive inlet and the active grille shutter. So those will open up to provide cooling when needed. And you'll notice the high approach angle for up front. So this is an SUV. This can go maybe off-road. You can at least have some better clearance if you need to do that with this type of vehicle. And then there's also some very crisp lines coming down the hood to give it a great look. Now this also has a set of 21-inch wheels finished off in matte black, along with having the red Porsche brakes there. You'll notice the fender arches are body colored. There's also the GTS badge down below. And then with the power folding side mirrors, there's a camera and a turn signal. There's also gloss black for the window trim. It's on the roof racks, and there's a full moonroof up top. There's also very prominent lines flowing down the side. It's worth noting too, you can get the GTS Coupe. So that is going to have a much steeper rake to the rear glass, or you can get the traditional SUV like this design. There's a third brake light up top, along with the wiper blade, LEDs for the lighting with a backup camera and parking sensors. And then this is equipped to tow 7,700 pounds. And then there's the quad tip exhaust on both sides. So you have a very performance-oriented SUV that's also extremely practical. Now you can use the control on the key fob or the release underneath to gain access to the cargo space, where this has a good bit of space as you would expect, and it also has the adaptive suspension. So you can actually raise and lower the rear end of the vehicle. So those controls are for the rear axle. If you need to load and unload items, you can lower it. This is also going to auto level when you have a trailer hooked up to it. So that way the vehicle can stay nice and level depending on what you have behind the vehicle. There's also the spare tire underneath and some storage bins. You have the cover, which is removable. You can fold down the back seats as well to get even more interior space. And then you can either close the liftgate or lock the vehicle. Now, if you do lock it, you can grab any door handle to unlock it and then use any door handle to lock the vehicle. Now, this is also paired with the red leather interior, really good combo. You'll notice there's sunshades, which are automatic, so you do have to use adjustments in order to do that. There's matte black for the trim, and then Bose for the audio and some storage down below. And then the red works its way to the seats, where you'll notice the Porsche logo on the headrest there, and then black for the middle insert, which is neat to see. Now you can also use the control here and lock this seat down, where you have a large opening, and then you'll use that to unlock it and lock the seat back in the upright position. Now these seats also move forwards and backwards, so there's a bar down below depending on if you need more leg space or you need more cargo space. Now there's storage pockets, you have vents. Right in the middle you can go through all the climate adjustments, including the heated seats, and then you have some storage you can pull out from down below along with some auxiliaries. And at my height, I have about 2 inches or so of headroom between the Alcantara headliner, and with this reclined, it is what you'd expect for this type of SUV. So it's going to be very comfortable. There's also the armrest with cup holders, and you can fold this middle seat down individually if needed. There's also some small cargo windows on both sides, just to break up that pillar. And then up front, there's memory seating adjustments, the window controls, even a liftgate release, and then more storage in the lower section. Cayenne GTS is down on the door sill, and then the automatic front seats, which have a lot of adjustments to get them nice and comfortable. And then there's a unique design for the grab handle here. But now that we're in, let's start this up and take a listen to how this sounds. And coming back to the digital gauge cluster now, you can go through a good bit of information using the controls on the right side of the steering wheel. So you have this control along with the rotary dial, and you'll notice if I have the background lit in blue, now you know which screen you are on. So we're on the far left, and there's a little bit of information to scroll through. I can go to the middle now, and you can actually change the entire background. So you have multiple presets here, depending on what you would like to see. You even have the nav you can bring up in full screen, and there's even a nighttime view with that augmented camera system, which is neat. And then you can also go all the way back. You do have to be on a certain screen in order to go to the right, and then you can scroll through some information on that side as well. So once you get used to where everything is, it's super easy to go through and to pull up the info that you would like. Now there's also paddle shifters. On the left side, there's voice commands along with volume, a favorites button, and tuning. And then there's also a drive mode down below. So you can go through the various modes, which will change the height of the vehicle and then the suspension and the exhaust, depending on that mode. If you push on the middle, that is the sport response. So from 20 seconds, it will count down. Basically, it will downshift for you, and then you can accelerate from there. Now there's headlight adjustments, along with one air vent and this neat wood trim piece. Leather for the dash, along with the head-up display, which is still counting down for the sport response, and there's miles per hour. There's also a clock with vents, and then for the infotainment system, you have a lot more that you can go through. You'll notice all of these apps here and icons. So you can go into vehicle, you can get into the drive mode and select that. You can go into the rest of these here and configure them as needed. There's also some daily driving information, so you can go through all of this, even the ambient lighting as well. And then you can pull up the map, your music, your phone when that is paired, and then you have another shortcut into the information that I just showed. You can also swipe over on the home screen where you have a split view to get through the rest of this, and even go into your sport chrono and evaluate some of this information, which is neat. And then this is how you put it into reverse. So simply flick that up where you have the 360 camera system. So you can go through all of the angles, just depending on where you'd like to see. There's drive, the manual setting to use the paddles, and then park is located up top. And then underneath that, there's more of the wood trim, along with air vents, traction control, and the hazards. There's wireless charging with auxiliaries, and you can hide that away. And then for all the control panels down below, there's the heated and ventilated seats, fan speeds right in the middle. There's also temperatures on both sides where you'd like the air to go. And then you have some more defrosters and a climate menu. The climate menu will allow you to go through more of this information, and you can even adjust the rear climates from up front, which is nice. There's a few other settings that you can get into and monitor as needed, and then volume is the knob behind that. There's a little bit of space along with 2 cup holders. You get storage in the armrest. There's also a locking glove box. The GTS also has the passenger screen. So you'll notice there's going to be some of the same information as the infotainment system with some of those icons and apps, and you can go through more of this information and some of the performance settings too. So it's nice that your passenger can go through some of this and view all of this information depending on what they would like to see compared to the infotainment system. Now there's the rear view, there's also dome lights and controls for both the sunroof and sunshade. And then it is very easy to see all around. For the normal SUV GTS here, you have a lot of visibility. As we set up behind the wheel now for the Porsche Cayenne GTS, this is the top trim level for this SUV, and this gives you the best of everything. You have a very powerful and performance-oriented SUV. It's practical as an SUV would be, and you can even tow with this model too. So if you're looking for a comfortable, daily driving, luxury-focused SUV, you can still use this for its practicalities of being an SUV. I personally own an X5, which is similar in terms of being a luxury SUV. It can be performance-oriented depending on the trim level that you go with, and I've used mine to tow about 6,000 pounds, which is what you could put behind this. You could put a little bit more weight with its 7,700 pound towing capabilities, and I've towed great with mine. One of them had the adaptive suspension just like this, and it really didn't even feel the weight behind it. So I like that aspect to it. If you want something like this, you can still use it for situations like that. At 5'10", currently I have about 2 inches or so of headroom, and this is a height adjustable seat. So I can go down, you can be a little bit taller than me and still fit comfortably in the front here. So now let's turn the dial and we'll go to Sport Plus, where it will change the exhaust, it will lower the vehicle, and the RPM just jumped up slightly. So that way we can have really good throttle response and a great sounding exhaust. And just with a minor acceleration, this sounds really good. Even in the parking lot just idling, it is itching to go. And hopefully you can hear the gurgle in that exhaust. If I got any more on it on the accelerator, this is just going to scream and sound really good for the V8. The shifts are also very instant, very quick too. So this is a fun vehicle. If you are looking for a sporty vehicle, performance vehicle, and you need the practicalities of having an SUV, you don't have to sacrifice maybe selling your sports car to go for something like this. It is heavier, of course, so it's not going to turn as well as far as cornering goes, but you can still have a blast. You can definitely take this on some twisty roads, on some back roads, and really have some performance driving fun. And then when you're ready to, you can just tone it back into a normal or even the off-road mode, which will actually raise the vehicle. So you can go from low for a better entry and exit point to a highest off-road setting to get even more ground clearance than what I mentioned earlier. So again, the best of both worlds. That suspension is going to absorb bumps incredibly well too. And still in Sport Plus, second gear, here we go. And just a minor acceleration, even going around that corner there, feels very good. And then hopefully the microphone can pick up the downshifts with how the exhaust sounds. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Cayenne GTS. This is definitely a monster of an SUV, and one that will put a smile on your face every time you get behind the wheel. Everything is also super user-friendly and easy to use, so it makes it for a great driver-focused vehicle that still gives you all the information that you need to be a great daily driver as well. Very comfortable from the driver's seat. Visibility is great too. And if you're buying this vehicle, you want something that is truly going to give you the performance that you want and also have some practicalities as well. Now, you don't have to get the GTS. Of course, this is the top trim level. I have been able to film other Cayenne models that are lower trim levels, like the Cayenne S, even a base Cayenne, if you want to take a look at those. Some of them do not have that passenger screen, so of course, not as many options, just depending on the type of vehicle you are looking to get and what you would like to spend. But for the money, this GTS is definitely a great option to go with. And so with one last acceleration, here we go. And that is going to wrap it up for the Porsche Cayenne GTS. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick Porsche for providing this SUV for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.